Hi, my name is Giselle Sala Ijapon, and today I'll be talking about needle exchange programs, also known as NEPs. So, what are needle exchange programs? These programs are set up to help people who inject drugs stay safer by giving out free sterile needles and safely collecting used ones from them. These programs are designed to reduce the spread of diseases like HIV and hepatitis C. Participants are also encouraged to return used needles for safe disposal, which helps reduce the risk of discarded needles ending up in public places. Many of these programs also offer education, testing, and referrals to things like addiction treatment. So they're not just about safety, they often connect people to care and support. What is the history of this policy? In the late 1980s, specifically 1988, the ban on federal funding for needle exchange programs in the United States began. In 2009, the federal funding ban got lifted, and it was then reinstated back in 2011. 2016, Congress allowed federal funds for operations like education and counseling only, and not for the actual purchases of the needles. How do these programs work? Like I stated initially, these programs got a boost in 2016 when the government allowed federal funding, but only for services like counseling or education, not for the actual needles. So local agencies often have to get creative to cover the rest. You usually find NEPs run through health departments or community centers or organizations, sometimes even mobile vans that meet people where they are and where these sterile needles are given out to them for free. Based on research by Cabazes and Sanchez, they looked at how much money needle exchange programs can save by preventing HIV. The researchers also tested what would happen if certain things changed, like if there were more drug users, more injections, or more lost syringes. Even when they imagined a 40% increase in these problems, the program still saved money. For example, even if fewer infections were prevented, the cost of running the program was still way lower than the cost of treating someone with HIV. So, overall, this study shows that needle exchange programs work well even if the conditions aren't perfect. However, not all studies show only positive results. There are some limitations. In Pakistan, a study by SAMO looked at why people drop out of needle exchange programs. A quarter of participants dropped out within 2 years, especially those who were homeless or previously incarcerated. This shows a gap. Those most at risk are also the hardest to retain in these programs. It's a reminder that needle exchange programs need more than just access, they need supportive outreach to keep people engaged. Research by Silverman also looked at needle exchange programs both in the US and internationally. They confirmed that needle exchange programs help reduce HIV and connect users to treatment. However, in the US, there has been significant political opposition. Some lawmakers believe needle exchange programs encourage drug use, even though evidence shows they don't. This conflict between science and politics limits the success and expansion of needle exchange programs. Also, federal support for syringe services programs is only allowed if a community demonstrates a significant risk of HIV or hepatitis outbreak due to injection drug use. So, why does this matter in social work? The NASW Code of Ethics outlines the values that social workers must uphold, like service, social justice, and protecting human dignity. Needle exchange programs fit directly into these values. They serve people often rejected by society and offer a path to health and recovery. As a harm reduction approach, needle exchange programs are an ethical way to help people without any form of judgment. So, NEPs strongly align with social work ethics. And for my final point, what are some ethical considerations for social workers? Some people might wonder, is it ethical for a social worker to support a program that provides these needles? Well, according to the NASW Code of Ethics, the answer is yes. Social workers are ethically obligated to reduce harm, protect vulnerable individuals, and advocate for effective public health practices. Supporting NEPs is not a violation, it's a form of ethical advocacy. Okay, so these are some questions to consider. I'd love to hear what you think. How can social workers advocate for needle exchange programs even with funding restrictions? And what creative ways might help more people stay engaged in these programs, especially the ones who need these services the most? That brings me to the end. Thank you.